AITA for refusing to drive my daughter to surgery? I, 59F, found out with 4 days warning that my daughter D, 39F, is having minor surgery to have a cyst removed from her wrist. I at first offered to drive her and asked for the address. The facility was over 30 miles away and I would have to drive through 2 downtowns during rush hour. I asked why it was so far and Dee replied it was the soonest appointment. I asked her to please call and see about getting it moved to one of the 2 closer locations, less than half the distance, as that kind of drive is very anxiety-inducing for me. She refused even after I reminded her I get nervous driving in traffic since I was in a bad car accident a few years ago, black ice and concrete wall. I asked Dee to please wait until after the holidays when I would have more time. I explained to Dee that I just had 2 bilateral spinal ablations for severe arthritis and driving that far during rush hour would be hard for me. I also have a surgical boot and get tired easily with all the limping. Again, she refused. Instead, she told me since I offered I am now obligated to drive her. I calmly told her I can't do that and with other options available she was being rude demanding I drive her so far. She responding by calling me names and saying I was making stupid excuses. Dee also got her sister Ada, 33F, to message me guilt trips. This went on for several hours and ended with me crying and turning off my phone. Since then Dee has scheduled an Uber to take her and her younger sister J, 34F, will pick her up. I thought it was all worked out until I woke up this morning. There was a long Facebook post throwing me under the bus. I was accused of being mean, uncaring and unwilling to help. Dee told the world I care more for her sisters because I flew to another state when they needed surgery. I didn't respond to her post. Instead, I contacted her directly and reminded her that I flew to another state to take care of my grandchildren while her sisters had major surgery. One was an emergency 13 years ago and the other scheduled when it was convenient for me 2 years ago. Dee has no children. The more I tried to reason with Dee, the more stubborn she became. Now Dee is telling everyone she plans to ignore me on Christmas Day. When I said I won't be disrespected like that in my own home, she said fine, I'll stay home then. Dee is saying because she is ASD I should do what she wants. Dee lives in her own apartment and has a job, so being on the spectrum isn't affecting her ability to take care of herself. She is being stubborn and unwilling to compromise. I want to help, but she is demanding I do things beyond my ability. Edit: a lot of people are saying I shouldn't have offered in the first place. Dee's doctor is 7 minutes from my house. There are 5 hospitals within 10 minutes. I live in a metropolitan area, so it never occurred to me Dee would choose facilities so far away. Also, I offered to take her if she chose a closer facility. She refused to even call and ask what was available. Edit 2. Dee has a ganglion cyst on the back of her wrist. She told me it was a little uncomfortable, but when I asked her to change locations suddenly it was super painful.